Hello, everybody who is listening and watching today, and also hello to everybody who tuned in and will watch this recording later. For your information, we will record this AMA to upload it for the community members to watch it as a VOD later. So first of all, my name is Sebastian Schlitter. I'm part of Team Etherisc, and today we have another edition of our AMA. AMA means Ask Me Anything. It's a format where we answer questions from the community and also treat subjects like the roadmap later on in this interview. My guest, as always, or as usual in this format, is Christoph Mussenbrock. Hi, Christoph.
Hi.
He is the CEO of Etherisc, and I'm very happy, very pleased to talk to you today. Again, thanks for sharing your time with me, and thanks for sharing your time with the community. Hi.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Alrighty, let's jump right in, and maybe we first start the crypto cycle with a little bit about the topics, what's going on at the moment and where we stand, and how we are again influenced by this roller coaster of a market.
Yeah. First of all, hello everybody, and I don't know if you mentioned this meeting will be recorded, so everybody can look at this on YouTube in a few days. So yeah, let me start with a short overview on the general crypto market. Everybody has noticed that we had all-time high a few months ago, and now we are actually at the bottom again, and everybody is devastated, and nobody knows exactly what's the reason, because the fundamentals are not so different, but obviously the current international political situation has a huge impact, and the postings of a certain person in America have a huge influence on what happens on the markets. And yeah, what I think is important is to realize that crypto is or has arrived in a space where it is subject to the international market and the movements on these international markets to a high degree. And one interesting posting what I read today, which shines some light on what's happening, and what shines also a bit light on the connections of crypto to the international financial markets, is an article which states that some large US financial companies like Jane Street, which is a huge broker and market maker on the New York Stock Exchange, that they are actively influencing the crypto market, and they are deep into ETFs, they are deep into futures, options, derivatives, and they have the full toolbox to manipulate markets. And the current intransparency on crypto markets is giving them opportunities to manipulate the market in a way which is unprecedented and is new also for the crypto market. For example, somebody has researched market movements in the last year, and it turned out that there have been huge Bitcoin sell-offs every day at 10 a.m. and so this can be tracked back to participants like Jane Street and others. And the interesting for me, the main interesting thing is these actors can actually increase the amount of Bitcoin in circulation way beyond the 21 million Bitcoin which are guaranteed by the protocol, because actually they can sell Bitcoins arbitrary and not, of course, real Bitcoin, but they can sell, for example, options, futures, and by this they can increase the actual amount of Bitcoin in circulation way beyond the 21 million, and this creates pressure on the price. Of course, if you increase the supply, then you push the price down. And so they can manipulate the price and create buying opportunities for themselves. And this is something which, of course, should not be possible. Yeah. So it was considered as a natural law of Bitcoin that there is only 21 million, and there is no inflation in Bitcoin. And actually, there is inflation in Bitcoin way beyond the 21 million. And I think this is, of course, dependent on many factors, and certainly there will be also attempts to limit these artificial increase in Bitcoin supply. But I think it's just interesting to notice that crypto, which was from the idea of Satoshi and the early crypto punks, they imagined a world of currencies which are absolutely independent. They are not part of the big bad economy, and they create something like an ideal paradise of pure currencies and pure laws and so on. And this utopia is actually crashed. Yeah, so Bitcoin is just a simple financial instrument now. It is susceptible to all of these movements, all of these manipulations. It's so it has lost its innocence in a sense. Yeah, so it's just part of a financial reality. And so I think this has an impact because what I also see in the Ethereum space, which is of course also very interesting to see Vitalik and other people who try somehow to protect this original idea of an innocent currency and innocent financial space where everything is transparent and fair and so on. And this is really difficult. And my take on this is that probably this has a positive and a negative influence. The positive influence is that, of course, crypto has arrived in reality and in the international markets, which will drive its adoption. And the second, the bad thing is, of course, there is no way to protect this this market from the bad players, so to say. And
this is also a little bit of the running gag that we have every year, that the crypto market is dancing around and doing a roller coaster movement while the adoption, we talk about adoption. So adoption, how far has it come from last year and the years before? Where do you see that we finally seeing some more mass adoption?
No, the thing is that still mass adoption is not in sight. Yeah, so even there are new wallets, there are new ideas on privacy. The user interfaces are getting better and better, but it's still far from being accepted by the general public. Yeah, so look around and see how many shops there are where you can pay with crypto. Look around your friends who has a crypto wallet and is actively using it day by day, paying the rent, getting your salary paid in crypto. Look around. How many friends do you have who receive their actual day by day payments in crypto or use it for payments? This is still a niche for nerds, and of course there are some. The security is still a big problem. People don't trust the technology. You need a huge amount of technological understanding to protect yourself. There are scammers around. It's brutal, yeah. And even myself, I have at least 2 times in the past I have been fished by some guys, and you don't imagine that. Yes, that even somebody.
So what you're saying is that even when you're a pro of crypto blockchain, you also know it from the coding side. You really understand it deeply. You root it into the whole ecosystem. Yeah. It is hard to protect yourself, and until we don't solve that for the normal customer, and like my grandma or my parents, if they can't use crypto in the way they're used to using their financial instruments, we will not reach mass adoption. But I have to point one thing out. Since I moved to Vietnam, where everything moves faster and is technologically people adapt way faster. I have more friends now that receive their salary in crypto or
Really?
in a stable coin. It's actually 3 people compared to Germany, actually, where I think I didn't know anyone like working and residing in Germany who received the salary. So here, way more stuff happens on chain that people use it. It's way far away from using it daily as your number one tool. But you see more here, but it's still way.
Yeah, same for Africa. Yeah, so in Africa, we are collaborating with 3 independent startups from Kenya, Nigeria, and Zimbabwe, which actively offer direct payments in crypto. So this is a huge space because this is a typical effect in emerging countries, that they adopt technology much faster than the established countries because they don't have all this legacy. And
is this my internet?
This will happen.
It broke out for me too. Yeah.
Okay.
1 second. Chris,
Sorry,
do you mind repeating like the last 10 seconds you cut out for us?
Okay. Okay. Is it okay if I mute you? Or if you mute yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so these 3 startups in Africa we work together with, offering solutions for that already.
Exactly. Yeah, and on a large scale. Yeah. So, for example, the current project with the Kenyan government with 260,000 farmers, that is handled by a local payment provider, which is crypto enabled and offers crypto payments. So we don't use bank transfer to initiate these payments, but we pay out directly in crypto, and the last mile to the customer, to the M-Pesa phones, this is of course still in fiat, because farmers need the same reason they cannot pay their daily belongings in crypto, but the last mile is already in crypto. So this shows that there will be adoption, but it's not yet there. And maybe later we can talk a bit more about AI and the possible enablement of crypto by AI agents. But maybe we can also just start with the community questions which we have collected, and then later on we will come back to AI and the possible impact of AI.
All right. Let me ask you one last question to adoption, please. Maybe a short question, short answer. So if you would have to bet, what would you say is the catalyst for adoption, and what continent would it be? What place will it be? Out of conflict? Will it be out of necessity, or will it just be because technology is now easy accessible to a certain region of the globe?
I think we see the first signs in Africa. Because people need cheap payment, and they don't have bank accounts. So there is actually a huge demand of people who have a phone, they have an M-Pesa account, but they don't want to, or they cannot open a bank account. And crypto can bridge this gap. Yeah. So, and these are millions of people. And I think that is a huge opportunity, and there is a huge dynamic in the market. And so probably there it will happen first, but of course Africa is also riddled by corruption and slow processes, and so we experience that also. It's super hard to run projects with several participants in Africa because of these bureaucratic hurdles and regulatory stuff and so on. So it's not easy, and it won't happen in over 2 months, but it will happen over the next few years. And there is both the economic potential. Yeah, African countries are developing more and more. People are highly educated. There are huge opportunities. China is very much involved. European Union is trying to step up, and so there is a high dynamic, and so I expect that this will get more traction in the next years. It's a completely different situation from 5 years ago. Yeah, so from the infrastructure which is available. But Robert, you had a question, or you need to unmute yourself.
Yeah. So okay. So I'm from the United States. For those who don't know me, and we are a country that has been way behind the ball, right? Because of the fact that it's capitalism. You know, you got the 1% and the majority, right? So crypto adoption has been a very difficult thing for people to come to terms with, right? Since the Trump administration, right? And like him, hate him, whatever. It's bringing awareness to it, and it can always be changed in the next 4 years, right? But the way I see it in the United States, at least, I don't know if you guys are aware of the way they've been integrating it is by using it into like social sweepstakes casinos. All right. So the way people are adopting it is using crypto to bypass using fiat currency to illegally gamble in the United States. And it's legal because of the framework, right? It's crazy. But the most value is going to be in the stable coins, because the stable coins itself are back to treasuries. It all goes back to fiat, in my opinion, right? Because you said the Bitcoin, it's becoming apparent that, yeah, well, if you're making derivatives and all this, and now you're inflating that 21 trillion market cap, well, now what is it really worth, right? And I know it's in IRAs and all these different, retirement funds, but who knows what the real value is at this point. But the stable coins are now taking on more of adoption for business to business use cases. So I'm not familiar. I know Africa, right? You guys have a lot of real pilot experience out there. I'm just trying to see how, and there's more regulatory framework being introduced, like the Genius Act, which would allow frameworks to accept payment as like a stable coin. So USDC, EURC, those are all from Circle, right?
Yeah,
the company,
absolutely.
and they're all backed by bonds or whatever. And so that's kind of where people are seeing it kind of going. You know what I mean? It's not even about what's going to be the store of value anymore, because
Yeah.
Bitcoin is more of I hate to say it, but it's more of a Ponzi scheme, right? At this point now. So it's like you have to find, there's real value in blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies. And the United States is far behind, right? Because of the regulatory loopholes that we have to jump through. But it is definitely making pace, given the rest of the world is using it at such an accelerated space. So I was just kind of curious, what other countries do you see? Is it big in Asia? Is it big in other countries? And what use cases are they being used for besides just, insurance?
Yeah, I think
Because I know I know gambling and all that stuff is big, right, with crypto. But I know with the insurance aspect, which I valued, and really real world assets, like the real world use cases of these blockchain technologies for transparency, where is that being, implemented at this time?
Yeah. Hard to say. So actually, I don't know any large scale adoption of crypto for real world use cases which are beyond the pilot phase or the early experimentation. So nobody knows exactly. We will come back later. So I have a personal opinion on where it will start, and this is connected with AI and agents. So to anticipate this, I think this is because AI agents, they can deal with the technical hurdles. Yeah, so they can check transactions in real time and what nobody can actually. So an AI agent will be the bridge to actually say, hey, my agent, I want to transfer such and such for a product or whatever, and do it in a secure way. And then your agent will take care that everything, the last exploit is examined, and so an agent can do what humans cannot do: reliable check transactions for validity and avoid all the pitfalls and so on, and also agent-to-agent communication. Yeah, so agents can interact with each other. They can pay for services, and they on a micro level. And agents could, for example, offer some service and getting paid by from other agents which use the service, and paying fractions of a cent. And this is only possible with blockchain, of course. Yeah, so blockchain will enable this agent economy. But to be honest, I don't know where it will start. I see there is movement, and AI agent will be part of the big picture, definitely. And but nobody knows exactly where it will actually start. So Amazon was starting with bookstore, and everybody was saying, hey, selling books online, yeah, that's boring. Yeah, so what's about it? Yeah, and this will fail. So, and then Amazon somehow developed in the global marketplace where you can actually buy anything. Yeah, just started with books, but nobody today. I don't know how. Probably selling books is only 1.0001% of Amazon's revenue. Yeah, so and so nobody knows exactly where it will start. I'm not a prophet, but what I'm pretty sure is that AI agent will be part of this picture.
Brilliant point.
Yeah.
Brilliant point.
Yeah.
Honestly, I made my first agent just to see how it worked, and
Exactly.
it was so easy to do. I mean, Jesus, it's Claude code, right? I mean, you have to know programming a little bit.
Don't give it all your secrets.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not naive like that. I've studied 6 years of Python, but like I was like, okay, wow, this is where it's going. So yeah, great insight. Thank you for that.
To conclude your question as well, hard to answer, but what I see in Asia is the adoption rate is super high. But the use case question, like Christoph said, is a bit opaque. What I can see is like, especially in countries where I'm living in, where you have not access to certain financial tools, especially when it comes to the outflow of capital out of the country, which is like not wanted by the government. So people alternate to using crypto to buy, purchase stuff, send money abroad, and so on and so on. So for countries or people living under certain circumstances where the access to financial tools is limited, crypto is a way. So this is the use case I see in where I'm traveling and where I'm at and moving, that this is like a means of financial, like you can pick how you circumvent certain conditions.
So
okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
And also a lot of store of value here. People have gold, but also have a lot of money stored in crypto. And it's very interesting. Also here in Vietnam, we have now new regulations to liberalize that. It's now a legal tender. And yeah, it's very interesting what's moving around here. And Vietnam #1 adoption rate on the planet. Okay, so then let's jump into a few questions from the community. I think that's why we're all here.
Absolutely.
And let's kick off the Chinese Lunar New Year, which was 1 week ago. It's the Lunar New Year, the New Year in Asia, the new calendar, with a few questions. So first question would be, you've achieved real operational success, 200K plus farmers insured, partnerships with the World Food Program, yet the DIP token trades at $0.006 with essentially zero liquidity. What's the honest assessment of why the token hasn't captured any of this value? And are you considering fundamental changes to the tokenomics to create actual value for the holders?
Yeah, that's of course a central question for all people who hold DIP tokens. What is the use of the DIP token? We are at all-time low, which is painful also for me myself, because I'm one of the biggest DIP holders, obviously, and as well as my co-founders. And there are others who also hold large bags of DIP tokens. And so I feel also the responsibility to these people. And so I'm not taking this easy. But on the other hand, I think looking at all the other token models, if you look close, and if you and I actually did the research, and I was asking ChatGPT what is the least denominator of all the token models which are currently around, and then actually it all boils down to staking. Yeah, so you stake your tokens, and so you have skin in the game in a certain economic model, and then you earn money by because by staking the supply will be diminished, and people who are requested or required to hold the token if they use a platform, a protocol, whatever. And this creates a continuous demand, which finally drives the price up. This is the model. But this works. This is a no-brainer as long as you have this real demand for the token by the protocol. And to have real demand for the protocol means you need to have actual business on the protocol. Yeah, and this is what we are currently lacking, and what we are actively working on. So what we are trying, get more business on the protocol. This is the key question. If we get more business on the protocol, then protocol users will start buying DIP tokens because they are required to. Then this will create a demand. This will drive up the price. So this is actually the 101 of economics. And so I would say we don't plan a fundamental move from our tokenomics, which is actually staking and creating demand for the token by requiring people who use the platform to buy DIP tokens. This is the one-liner of the DIP tokenomics, and I firmly believe in this, and this works also in other contexts. However, the bottleneck is the use of the platform, and we need more business on the platform. And this is something what we cannot create out of thin air. This needs real cases, real business, real projects. And I think we have made some progress here with, for example, the Kenya project. And we are continuously getting more requests for projects. But each project is a separate project and needs attention, needs platforms. And so what we did, we have recognized that the onboarding of new project is crucial. So lower the barrier to onboard new projects, which means you need a platform, also not only the smart contract platform, but also the off-chain platform, which makes it super easy for people to run a new project. And this is exactly what we have done in the last year. We have created a full featured off-chain framework where you can onboard as simple as opening an account for ChatGPT or for Notion or for Airtable or whatever. Yeah, so a typical software as a service infrastructure where people can start their first pilot in a couple of a week or so. Of course, insurance is a bit more complicated than ChatGPT from the infrastructure, but essentially we drive down the project cost and the onboarding cost from let's say $100,000 to a fraction of this. And this makes it affordable also for small projects. And this will finally also enable more projects to run on our specific platform. And yesterday I talked with a large insurance company. They have also a white label platform, pretty similar to our own platform. They charge nearly 3 times what we would charge for a typical project. And so we are actually absolutely competitive in the offering, but still for an insurance project, you don't only need an idea. You need distribution, you need partners, and you need a good product market fit. And I think this is the hard thing. And so what we can do is to lower the barrier, and we have done it, and we will continue doing it. And I'm pretty sure that by end of next year, we will even lower our prices for onboarding. But still, people need to invent their insurance product, find their market niche, create their product market fit, find customers, do marketing, and all of that. And so that won't happen out of thin air. And again, I think the catalyst for a more explosive growth will be essentially the adoption of AI agents by people. And AI agents would be also for us a target where we say we make it easy for AI agents to buy cover for whatever products they sell. And this will create also opportunity. And we are actually getting ready for this infrastructure.
Alrighty. The follow-up question would be, if the DIP token doesn't exist, would the farmers still get access to an Etherisc parametric insurance? And what do you, and I guess they could. So my question, why the token? Is the token absolutely necessary?
Absolutely. Yeah, this is, of course, a philosophical question. There are companies who offer parametric insurance without a token. Yeah, that's clear. But this is not the model. And this will also not create the economy what we are thinking of. The economy what we are thinking of is a cooperative economy where people can independently start their business without asking for permission, and where they can create products in no time, and also in a credibly independent way. And this is not possible in a traditional business model, yeah, where you're a company, you offer a product, people buy the product, they have a vendor lock-in, and you try to make your customers dependent on yourself. And that's not what we are going to do. We want to create an economy which is governed by a different mechanism, not by a company mechanism, which is centralized, but by a decentralized mechanism. And this is also where I believe that this AI agent infrastructure will come in very conveniently. And so I think, yes, of course, it would be possible to offer parametric insurance products without a token, but this is not the idea. And we think there is a space where an independent economy could flourish. And in this economy, the token is the backbone, yeah, because it enables people to participate, to also participate in the protocol development, what we have described in our papers and white paper, which is not yet fully implemented, but the ideas are there, and we firmly believe that this is the right track, and we just need the patience and the market environment, which will help us to really make that live and working.
Alrighty. When we talk, Christoph, you are never getting tired of saying that you would wish we had more competition and that there would be 10 other platforms really doing a lot of good business in this space we're working on. So the next question also leads a bit to this. So when we talk about the competition that is already existing, like Nexus Mutual, InsurAce, and other DeFi insurance protocols, they have much higher TVL, total value locked, than us. And their token valuation, despite arguably less real-world impact than Etherisc. What do they understand about token design and market positioning that we should learn from them? What would it take for Etherisc to compete in their space?
Yeah. First of all, this is a different market. This is a market where you provide cover for crypto risks, which is inherently not parametric. Yeah, so this is driven by committees which make decisions on whether you get a payout or not. These committees are, in the best case, somehow independent, like Kleros, and or they are dependent, like Nexus, which have their own committees, and so you don't have an independent view, and it's also in a certain way centralized, because Nexus is acting more or less like a company. Yeah, it's a company who offers a crypto product, and so it's not, in a sense, decentralized. And their token value is locked to the Ether, so it's also, I think, it's obviously working on a certain scale. I also see when I look at the numbers that they are not really taking off. They hold a certain level, but they are also struggling. Yeah, so I think I always admired Huge, who created this fascinating project, but it's a different story, and it's not where we are currently putting our energy. It would be a completely different way, and so we are currently not planning to dive into this. Except we have, of course, always talked with Kleros. Kleros was on our latest D1 conf and had a presentation there. So we are in contact. We are talking to each other. This is, of course, not excluded for the future, but it's just not the current focus.
So for our listeners, Kleros is providing services to have decentralized judges who have a stake in the Kleros token in order to make judgments on payout claims with question marks, or the fringe payout claims where the smart contract or like the results basically is questionable in a way that it's not, it's in between, it's in the gray area of the black and white decision. So Kleros offers a solution to help certain protocols or certain companies to find a solution via decentralized judges who put their own tokens at risk of having the right decision made. So Kleros is somebody we would love to work with in the future, and is a very trusted player in the space of cryptocurrency.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, then I would say marketing is always a big topic. The community always asks about our marketing efforts and how we market our products. I know the answer that our products are not typical off-the-shelf products you can easily market to a direct customer. Our solutions are different. So Christoph, what are we doing about the marketing topic? What are our efforts? And also the user asked, could we have updates on the train insurance and the Bunny project, which I think is also two great ideas that we already piloted and also should pursue. I like the Bunny idea a lot.
I love, absolutely. Yeah, regarding marketing, so from the structure of our platform, we are a B2B project. So our customers are businesses who create themselves insurance products or cover products or protection products. So marketing happens not on the retail level, but on the business level. And I think we are fairly well known in the space. And we have continuous activities with all the large players. We are, for example, we are having a presentation with the Ethereum Foundation. We are talking to them, participating in the next DevCon in Mumbai. We have talks with the UN, where we are participating in an exclusive workshop in 2 weeks, where a number of about 1,000 UN executives will watch our presentation and consider if they can use our protocol for their projects worldwide. So there is a lot of activity, but it's obviously not happening on crypto Twitter. Yeah. So thanks to our dear Emmanuel, we have now a very good Twitter presence, and Emmanuel, who's also in the call. Hello, Emmanuel. He's doing a great job in X. Exactly. Yeah, I won't change it. For me, it's still Twitter. Okay, so Emmanuel is doing a great job and collecting also information from other projects and making the connections. And so I think that is great. And we are currently also intensifying our LinkedIn presence. We have started a program to become more visible on LinkedIn as well, because obviously B2B is happening on LinkedIn, and so we have a new lady which we will also introduce in the next blog post, which is a professional in LinkedIn marketing. So we will get more visibility on LinkedIn as well. But actually, we have always a continuous inflow in requests and projects which are considering to work with us. And in the last year, we started some very promising stuff. For example, my Ubuntu is new, and we have the KFW project in Mozambique, and so it's working somehow. It could be better, no question, but I think with the current state of the market, we are already doing a great job in being visible to all these relevant players. And if you like, you can, for example, in Munich, we have in German language, we have a presentation in next week. I can post, or I will post the link in X. This is a very high-ranking Munich executive circle, and they have the topic of blockchain in general, but we will present our solution there. And so, yeah, I think you can always do better, but we are actually pretty visible and recognized, and we are building up these long-term relationships like with Lemonade, which we are working with since I think 4 or 5 years now, and they are also continuously exploring new opportunities together with us. So I'm actually not too pessimistic about our current marketing, but of course it's not the CryptoKitty marketing stuff what some of people of our community expect, and where we will never participate, because it's makes no sense. It's not our business, and we are targeting serious businesses all over the world, and there we are very well known.
So it takes some time to establish what we are building and establish this with these long-term clients and relationship we have. And like you said, all these NGOs and all for-profits, they see that Etherisc is a working backend, not just in insurance, also as an application platform that they can use. It's trusted, it's working. We have a lot of transactions running. So this takes some time, and this is a product you cannot just sell as is, as a platform to by buying ads on X.
Exactly.
This is quite complicated. Okay. We getting questions about our team. How does the team look like in 2026? Who's on board and who's doing what?
Exactly. Yeah. So, of course, the last 2 years were economically also challenging for us, and even with the project which we are currently running, we need to be very careful in how to spend our available money. And luckily, with the advent of AI, we could reduce our costs significantly, especially in the development space. So our developers are now mostly working for other projects, and we are doing the architectural stuff in collaboration. But the actual coding is actually outsourced to AI agents by 100%, which is a great achievement. So, which reduced our development cost by a factor of 20. And increasing the output at the same time by a factor of 5. So actually, we have like a development team of 5 people now, but at the cost of one intern. Yeah, and still our developers Matthias and Mark are still part of the team. They are consulting us, and we are discussing the overall architecture. Matthias has created the last version of the GIF, version 3, and so this is still ongoing. Other team members are working part-time in marketing and business development, and Peter in Bali is doing a great job in the technical side of creating manuals, documentation and stuff, which is super important. And Matthias and Michiel and Jan are working on their part, onboarding new impact insurance projects with their own company in the Netherlands. And so I think the team has reduced from the number of the pure headcount. The headcount is the same, but the involvement has changed a bit. Most people are now working part-time. And still, I think we are producing a great output in terms of project deliveries. And yeah, so I hope we will be able to grow the team. One new team member has already onboarded. Next week, another team member will onboard as an intern as well, and helping us with the herding the AI agents better. Because that's the new job description of you're no longer a developer but a herder of AI agents, and so
AI.
yeah, and so I want to delegate some of this stuff to somebody who can do that much more focused. Yeah, and so there is development, and of course I think that's also a good point to update our team page and show the new people there and what we are doing.
All righty. Yeah, this took already 45 minutes of our AMA time. I hope that the community has a few question marks transformed into answers. If not, feel free to post on our socials at all times. We will pick the questions up for the next AMA happily, and we will keep on doing this format. Now let's jump into an outlook for the rest of the year and the future. Let's jump into the roadmap. Where do you want to begin? Do you want to start the list with number one, the payout session in Kenya, or what is your the topic close to your heart?
Yeah, we have, of course, our ongoing projects, starting with a large project with the Kenyan government, 260,000 farmers, which are currently in preparation for being paid out. And this is for us a new scale and needs a lot of preparation, also security-wise. So that's not an easy task, which captures a lot of scrutiny. And but it's ongoing, and we will also report on this, of course, when it's happening. The next thing is to mention is the My Ubuntu platform, which is a completely new platform. It's the first instance of the new software as a service platform what we have created with the AI last year, and the project itself is interesting. It's in Zimbabwe. It's the first time that we are covering livestock and doing a real weather index insurance, in contrast to the area yield in Kenya. So just to give a short explanation, area yield is driven by taking samples on the field by human experts who travel around and cut crop and measure it and making photos and documenting. And in contrast, weather index insurance is done purely by satellites. Yeah, so there's no human involved anymore. So the weather index is even more parametric than the area yield, but area yield is more common in Africa currently. So that's very interesting to have My Ubuntu here with the weather index. Then the platform, this is also something to mention, or I mentioned it earlier, that this new software as a service platform is a multi-tenant, fully customizable platform which can handle any type of insurance product, parametric first, but also other types. And the thing is that you can actually deploy a new product in a matter of days, and instead of weeks or months like it was before. And we do not develop individual solutions for our customers anymore, and just onboard them on the new platform. This is a significant change, and will enable us to onboard also customers which are not able to pay huge amounts of development costs and so on. And so this will be our backbone for the future. And of course, fully integrated with the GIF framework. Then the next thing, KfW project in Mozambique. This is also in numbers a huge project. KfW has allocated 100 million of capital to this project. This project money will be used to provide loans to smallholder farmers via a long chain of intermediaries. And Etherisc is providing the insurance part. So every farmer who receives a loan will also get an insurance. And this is also a long multi-year project. And of course, the people who are involved are KfW, the Central Bank of Mozambique. And so this is really something which will guarantee us a pole position in the whole East African market for similar projects. And but it's also incredible bureaucratic. It's not like a crypto startup where you make decisions in days or hours, but it's you have governments, you have committees, and it's really hard. But the project itself is very fascinating, and the volume is huge, and the impact is huge, and so long term this will be also a backbone for our business in Africa. Then on the same level is this UNDP, the UN Development Agency, and there we present next month our solution for nearly 1,000 UN officials, and so this is also giving us a huge visibility in the space and very important for us. At the same time, we are talking to Ethereum Foundation. Maybe you have also noticed that Ethereum Foundation has got a new leadership, and so there was a lot of criticism, and now they have new leadership. The new leadership is the first time ever interested in applications and not only in technology. So they call us. We are in a constant contact, but they call us and they want to collaborate, and they also want to showcase our solution as one of the leading examples in the Ethereum ecosystem for real-world applications. So that is happening. And of course, we are talking with new customers. A very nice example is also happening in Germany. We are onboarding the first independent and sustainable insurance startup. It's called Verde. And Verde is not yet an insurer, but they are still offering an insurance or a protection product. And they are not allowed to call it insurance, but it works like an insurance. But legally, it's not an insurance, but a protection. They're using the same legal model what we also developed a few years ago. And so this will also be the first German customer for us. And also we probably will report on this in one of our next blog posts. And besides this, we have also, of course, a number of leads which we are actively working on. And my Ubuntu is very active in also getting more countries on board. And we are pretty optimistic that 2026 will be a very good year for Etherisc.
So yeah, to wrap this up, we have a lot of tasks ahead of us, a lot of open projects we have to deal with. This is very promising, and I think Etherisc is blossoming slowly but steadily, and 2026 feels very good at this point, and I'm very happy that we have so many also diverse things we're dealing with. Also, I'm very happy about Verde. I think this is a step in the right direction to stay true to our cause and stay true to that we do also sustainable things, because Etherisc is probably one of the, if not the most sustainable project in the crypto and the blockchain space, and we are still here. This is just yet another bear market for us. We're doing this, we're in here for the long haul and not for the sprint. I'm very happy that you could carve out an hour today for us, for the community. I'm very happy that we had so many watchers and listeners today. Again, this is recorded. We will make this available on YouTube, I believe.
Yep.
And I'm very happy that we could talk about these topics. An hour is, as always, far not enough. I feel we only scratched the surface of topics here and there. You mentioned in the beginning AI, KI in German is one of your favorite topics. We did barely talk about that. I'm very interested to learn more of that. Maybe we can do a little spin-off and have an interview about how AI is influencing blockchain, crypto,
Absolutely.
and Etherisc. I would be very happy. I think people want also to know how we utilize it to use it as a programming agent for Etherisc. I think if you want to share about that, I would be very happy to do so. And yeah, if you, the community, has any questions, has any input, maybe even where we haven't reached out yet, any lines of industry where you see we have applications, use cases to onboard, please let us know. Anything at any times, you know, our socials at Etherisc. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And Christoph, again, thanks and see you next time.
Thank you for having me. There is one last question.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Pavel?
Hey guys. Sorry, I got a bit
Hi,
late.
Pavel.
Hey, nice to meet you. Sorry, guys. I see, I'm looking around the insurance landscape on chain, and I see you are focusing mostly on RWA. That's amazing. I was wondering because and I saw from the on-chain risk you have DPEG product, right?
Yeah.
Because this can be parametric, and I understand that. But have you thought maybe about because there are also on-chain events that can be assessed, right? So let's say liquidations on other, or okay, maybe smart contract hacks needs committee. Maybe that's not, but like price fluctuations. Do you have plans for that? It might be to cover that as a parametric insurance. If so, then how?
Yeah, it's of course, but it's my word is just do it. Yeah. So if you have an idea, develop this idea, and I think the biggest challenge is to get liquidity. Yeah, for a cover. And so what we experienced with the DPEG product is running, but the demand for cover is actually close to zero because people in the crypto space, the DPEG risk is considered so low that people think I can take that risk. Yeah, so I don't need to buy protection against it. And so I don't want to lock my USDC in a crypto insurance just to get cover for the other side. And so this is, for us, it's an important showcase product again. So it's live, it's working. We are coupling our staking to it. So it's very important for us to have this product. But economically and market-wise, the interest in this is very limited. And so, of course, if somebody has an idea to cover similar events, you're completely right. There are a lot of technical events which we could cover on chain. And so, yeah, it's we just need people who have this idea, who start talking to investors, collecting capital, and making it interesting. Yeah. So, and then we are happy to run it on our platform.
Well, okay, all clear. I'm asking my personal experiences. I hold some funds in. It's like yield-bearing stablecoins, like Stake Go, SUSDS. They are around 4% now. So I have some money there, and sometimes I wonder, well, what if it fails? So it would be good to cover for that. Yeah, because USDC itself, you know, I understand it goes out down, but it always goes up. But these yield-bearing tokens, you know, you never know.
Yeah, you never know exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you for your question.
Thanks.
Okay.
That would be a very good catchphrase to market it. You never know by a cover. All right, thanks for your question. And I hope we get many more on our socials, that we have some fabric to work on next AMA. Thanks again for listening. Thanks again for your time. And then see you next time.
See you, and thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Take care, guys.